I just exploded.
Hey, Ryan, why don't you pull up Amazon's margins real quick?
Well, yeah, I'd have more of a grin on my face than Stephen Hawking on Epstein's Island.
I'm off as a smug cock when you said that.
Wow, fiscal philosophy, you're not very smart at all. You screw up, cash flow kings. Dissector, you are an idiot.
Hello, everybody. It's Saturday. It's 8 p.m. Eastern. Ryan has made some questionable decisions this week that has led for him to be once again sick on this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern on Cash Flow Kings.
It's a habit now.
Some
officially.
uncharacteristic things that may or may not have happened this New Year's Eve week. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. At Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, you could be doing a plethora of things I personally experienced this week. It doesn't matter whether it's Saturday or Tuesday or Thursday. A habit's a habit, and I speak on behalf of everybody and say I'm sorry. But welcome back, everybody. Fiscal, what are some of the things you could be doing at Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern that clearly some of us may or may not know?
You could be repeating your New Year's Eve celebration, for example.
That's not good.
Yeah, right. You could be possibly indulging in some degenerate things out at the clubs, at the bars, at the clothing challenged clubs, if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You could be swinging. You know what I mean?
You could be hitting on a bunch of copy and paste blondes. Let's just be honest here, guys.
You could be going down to the dispensary and downing some special hallucinogenic gummies, for example. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever these kids are doing these days.
You could be possibly indulging in perhaps some Philip Morris products, some Zinicinos, not good things, everybody. I'm not going to say anything that I did or didn't do this week. You could do the math, but Ryan is currently sick off of regret, and that's the main thing I'm sick off of is, but I enjoyed myself this week. Fiscal, what did you do for New Year's Eve week?
So New Year's Eve was my flight back from my family at the holidays.
Oh, you had airplane alcohol.
No, I didn't drink. I don't drink on airplanes. I think, honestly, something about people that insist on drinking on flights, like they tend to annoy me, so I don't do it myself.
Yeah.
Now I don't raw dog it though. I do like watch Netflix or whatever on the airplane. Like that's what I do with earphones in. Of course,
your flight was like what was your flight like? 3 hours?
So my flight from Phoenix to Chicago was actually less than 3 hours. I don't know how they made that happen. I guess the pilot had a lead foot, so to speak. But the flight on the way back was close to 4 hours.
Is it? I think it might be because of the winds. I bet.
Well, the jet stream or whatever, but but it's only supposed to be like a 30-minute difference. So I know on the way there they must have just hit the juice a little bit.
You gotta respect it.
There's no speed limit in the sky, I guess.
Yeah. By the way, everybody, for full disclosure, I don't drink alcohol, and I probably won't because I think that's bad for you. Do the math here, though. What Hans said could have happened. Not going to say whether it did or didn't, but members only. There could be a photo coming out soon. All right. With that out of the way, I think it is appropriate to invite somebody back on the show for the first show of 2025. He was on last week for the Quote of the Year show. Somebody who's been known to indulge in some possible degeneracy over at college. It is none other than Double D's Dividend, dude.
These
Dividend,
allegations.
What did you do?
You know what they do with those frat houses.
We know. We know some of the hazing policies that go on there. I mean, wicked boots.
Yeah, like you said, I'm not going to disclose anything, but I'm not saying there's no activity going on. It's college, right? You could use our brains.
They're talking. They're popping Zinicinos and discussing high tide stock, which is actually a true story. I'm not even joking. That happened at what I was doing. I was selling people on high tide. I'm not even joking. I get into the story. It could have been
Also,
happening.
would like to clarify. I don't believe Palantir should go to 0. All right, I'd say like
Should go to
20
$10.
is like more appropriate.
Yeah.
Like 20, 20 to 30 range. I think it's been ridiculous. Once it got to 40, everything above 40 is ridiculous. I've just been continuously pointing it out, and a lot of people have gotten mad at me on X for doing that. So
No, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, let them get mad, but I mean, the price you're saying it should be is about where I sold it. So I tend to agree that it really shouldn't be much higher than like the mid 20s, to be honest.
You made a very legitimate argument too, which I'll pull it up, but it was actually probably the most logical argument that I've ever like heard regarding like I know most of it's just bullshitting and all when it comes to the Palantir, like trolling and all, but you
there's
had
a couple arguments I've made. I've actually there's one of them that you could say like, what other time in history has a company that is this big trading for what 60 to 70 times sales? What other time in history has that worked out well in the long term? And then it just doesn't make sense. And even with like the optimistic, if you're incredibly optimistic, it still doesn't make sense. It's like 60 to 70 times sales. I mean, the company would have to grow like an insane amount that's like insane. It's not even 60 to 70 times earnings.
Yeah. Isn't their growth like kind of similar to like a Google or an Amazon, and
it's
yet their like valuation is just astronomical.
It's been about like close to 30% sales growth, which is very fast, but it doesn't justify. I mean, if we're talking about price to earnings, I think there's going to be margin expansion, but it trades for 404 times earnings at the current moment. So,
I think it's a deal. I think we'll get to 1 trillion from here. Or no, 1 trillion is hilarious. Palantir will 10x, period, from here. Yeah.
It's like it's crazy.
But it is a true story. Some people are having some, we'll say for Disney context, they were having some slurp juices the other night. I was not having any slurp juices. And the topic of investments came up. And my friend showed me his brokerage account, and he's invested into a cannabis ETF. And I'm like, oh boy, do I have something for you? And I'm not even joking. I was just like pitching him high tide for 5 minutes. And if we get him on, that's new investor and millionaire, hopefully.
So you're pitching high tide. Nice.
I'm boots on the ground due diligence, dude. I'm going to. I'm pitching. I should start doing that. I should start going to like college and frat parties and stuff, and I'm gonna start pitching high tide. That'd be a good business. Earn a little commission. Raj can slide me some. He can come on the show for one, but yeah,
that's all the commission we need.
All right, we have Seymour Duck in the chat, and I think it's important time to note that starting today, we are going to be starting our deep dive analysis for channel members. Dividend, dude, you're a channel member. Tell the people how much of a good value it is.
I mean, pretty solid value, I'd say. Been a channel member for a while. I think it's if you want to support, if you're watching a lot, $2 a month, be a part of the channel member viewership clan of Cash Flow Kings. You get like a lot of different benefits, like a badge and some exclusive videos. I think it's not much, maybe, I don't know, $2, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound like somebody's like inconsiderate, but I don't know. $2.
Me and Fiscal were thinking, we appreciate the eight channel members we have right now. How do we give back to them? What would be a good way to give some value to them? We mentioned last week we're going to start doing exclusive videos, and that's going to start off this week with Evolution Gaming, which was recommended by Seymour Duck. A very interesting company that I know Aria, who is not coming on tonight, heavily likes, and Seymour Duck is heavy into it as well. So it's going to be interesting. That will be up probably tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. And also for channel members now, channel members are super thanks. We have a new thing we're going to start doing that I can't reveal until it happens. So there's a new, I'll say celebration dance. That's the closest I'll get to it. You already know the deal, though. It's good value. Give up your Starbucks for a day to support the Cash Flow Kings. No, you'd have to.
You're giving up like a quarter of a Starbucks.
Yeah.
For one day. It's even.
Wow. This room MC1 comes in with a very convenient question. How do I become a member? Well, you visit the link in the description, or you go to youtube.com/cashflowking/memberships. I will post it in the chat for everybody. But yeah, become a channel member. It helps out the Cashflow Kings, and you get to see a pretty interesting dance that I came up with this.
To be fair, he is on Twitch. I don't know.
He is on Twitch, so you got to go on YouTube to do it.
Yeah. But appreciate you watching from Twitch, by the way.
Yeah, we got the Twitch viewership going up. We have one viewer on
you and Dissecta.
Yeah, you quote of the year margin from Kamara last week. If anybody missed, the votes came in this week, and it looks like Kamara's going to take it with. I don't know how to use margin, so you don't know how to use margin.
Do you want me to say it, or
why not?
Okay. All right. The quote of the year is: the reason we know how to use margin because we know how to use margin because you don't know how to use margin, so don't put that on us. Don't even ask us questions.
Well said.
Yeah.
What do we want to start off with tonight? Do we want to start off with we already kind of covered Palantir. Double D's, explain the Palantir saga, how that kind of began, because that came out of nowhere, it seems like.
Well, I think you're obviously talking about it on X, right? I think I posted about it right when I started thinking the valuation's ridiculous, which was, I think my first post about it was probably in the low 40s. And so I've just continuously posted about it as it's gone up, saying something like, it's usually like a short comment with the stock price. And then it like, I would just say like, this is ridiculous or something. And then it started popping off. They started getting like hundreds of thousands of views. I think like every single one of them got at least 100,000 views. And then people in like the Palantir community started like making like screenshots and jokes about it. And, it's just become like a thing. Like I'm having fun with it at this point. It's not like what I'm saying I don't think is true. I think it is true. I think the valuation's just completely ridiculous. But I'm having fun with it too. It's like a fun thing in my opinion. And then there's stuff like that was my most recent one on it.
This is probably the most logical argument I've heard with the whole Palantir thing. It's just basically saying that they have dumb valuations, they're not justifiable, and some people will put out content and
open that post. Open that ridiculous post by the guy I quote tweeted.
Antonio.
He got 1.1 thousand likes for saying Palantir is going to be a $1 trillion company by 2030. Tesla is going to hit 10,000 a share, and HIMS is going to become a $400 billion company. I think the most likely is the second one, and I still think that's unlikely. But the first and the third one are just completely ridiculous. Like they're like that is just not happening. That it's just like and there's no justification there, and it just like pops off, and I bet you people read that and like, yeah, that makes sense. And then they go and buy it.
They want to hear.
People gas it up. Yeah,
he's just telling people because those are the popular stocks that everybody on X is buying right now. So it's just the matter of like people will always they'll click the like button on the stuff that they want to hear, even if it's not really rational. And so for HIMS to be a $400 billion company, it would have to like 80x from here.
Yeah, I think that's the most likely though, because I think HIMS it's growing like an insane amount. It's growing faster than Palantir on the top line to my belief, and it's probably the most realistic valuation out of the three of them. And I think there's the most merit to that one. Even though I still think that's like too optimistic. I mean, $400 billion.
Yeah. So I mean, what are some other $400 billion companies though? Like Visa.
Yeah. I think it's too optimistic.
Like HIMS is going to be eclipsing Visa any day now.
Yep. Any day.
Yeah. Super likely.
Yeah, that's probably the best argument that I've seen in terms of it, because a lot of people gas up Palantir.
Yeah. Oh, also, I mean, and with HIMS, like Amazon's getting into the kind of convenient online pharmacy thing.
That is true.
Hey, I would never be comfortable as long as Walgreens is around. I'm just saying.
I will say there's some argument. I've heard the argument about with HIMS because I actually own some shares. I don't own any shares right now, but I bought shares in like 14 and I sold at like 28. It was like a swing trade, and I made some money off that. But what the argument with HIMS is more of like a personalization thing. So when people are using the platform and they order, let's say, I don't know, drugs, or I mean, they're popular for certain pills, but let's say they order those pills from HIMS. They have like personalized orders, and it makes it harder for someone to switch. It's more like a sticky business, I guess. So I guess that's like the argument going for them. That's the argument going for them. And then, so we'll see. But I think there is obviously merit to the Amazon risk. I don't think that's like completely.
Yeah, because like I could see what HIMS is doing being a $400 billion industry, maybe, but Amazon for sure is going to take their slice of it. And, maybe traditional pharmacies will try to get involved too at some point, probably too late to be relevant, but
Yeah. Traditional pharmacies are getting killed. I mean, Rite Aid's, Walgreens, CVS, they're all, it's not.
I've heard CVS is having some difficulties. I don't watch them too closely.
It's not good, everybody. You got to get rid of HIMS if you own it. The Oracle has predicted a harsh downfall on HIMS. I would get out, guys. This not financial advice, but me personally.
Yeah, but I think there's probably room for HIMS to succeed, even if Amazon succeeds. Two players in the market.
Nas comes in and says, a company is overvalued and overhyped when a 40-year-old woman on Facebook that doesn't even know what the company does start to ask if we could buy or not in a Facebook group. That's mint. That is great.
Did that happen? Wait, Nas, did that happen with Palantir?
I bet Facebook.
I feel like that
probably. Yeah, that's probably what they're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, buy it. It's a good investment. Definitely.
It's just so. And then there was some other tweet that went viral. Some guy, I don't even know who it was, but he was like, "Dividend dude who buys Coke stock is mad that Palantir or some I don't know. It got like 2,000 likes. I was like, I'm catching.
Hey, he doesn't own it still. For FYI, he doesn't own it still. It's always a buy, but he doesn't own it.
Yeah,
here, I'll send you the tweet.
I saw Tom Nash. Didn't Tom Nash respond to one of your?
Oh, he's done. Yeah, he's done. He responded to like 3 of mine. Just other people in the Palantir community that have like looked at my tweets.
Tom Nash's argument about Palantir is always that people just don't understand Palantir. That's his only, like, anybody that doesn't like Palantir just doesn't understand Palantir. And that is his only argument ever.
And Michigan sucks too, Tom Nash. So come on to the Cash Flow Kings if you have an issue with that.
I don't know where the tweet is, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. We don't need to put up Tom Nash on the Cash Flow Kings. Not what I want to be doing with my Saturday night, that's for sure. Okay, it was Palantir. Why she couldn't buy a stock on a Saturday? That's great. That is great. It's not showing up in the account.
Wow, that is beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. Don't buy Palantir. Is Palantir an SHG? I gotta say,
probably is.
You heard it here, guys.
You probably accidentally own some Palantir, Ryan. Sorry.
Fuck. Yeah, it is 0.52%.
Like, hey,
baby, we're up there.
I can't hate on Palantir. Like, I did a 4x.
Oh my God.
But I do think that it's gotten absolutely crazy.
Buy SHG, get Palantir.
And I will say, even though Amazon hasn't like multi-bagged for me yet, I do feel more comfortable having that money in Amazon because I don't think Amazon is very likely to absolutely implode at any point in the near future. It's a little more feels a little safer, a little more stable for my liking.
And I mean, like, Johnny, I think that's it'll happen. I mean, eventually it's gonna have to go back to its somewhat fair price.
The way it's priced, like the growth and everything has to be on point or exceed expectations every quarter.
Look at Tesla this week.
Yeah. So
hey, Kamara's not doing too good.
Well, how's MicroStrategy doing though?
Yeah,
because that's where he put most of his money. When
I saw something came out about them this week.
I don't know. I think it's funny. I think actually because he switched to MicroStrategy right before Bitcoin had that like big run up, and MicroStrategy just buys Bitcoin. So I think he's like accidentally doing well.
The glitch.
he Forrest Gumped his way into into like actually having a pretty good end of 2024.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. I found it. All right.
Yeah. Anybody can do well in a bull market, guys, by the way. It's
Except me.
yeah. Yeah, except Fiscal.
I do better.
You have been doing decent recently.
I do better in harder times, it seems like, because I actually did okay in like in 2022. I was flat. It's not that I didn't invest anything, it's just I was flat because options income offset all my losses. And then 2023 was like kind of, I feel like a little bit ugly. 2024 was a bit of a comeback year for me though, because a lot of my picks in 2024 did really well.
Hey, for both of us it was.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Dividend due to buys Coke stock is upsetting.
It's just like, and it's that one just went absolutely like bonkers. I mean,
let's read the responses.
2.7 thousand likes is like crazy.
That is, you got the world against you, dude. Let's say when tech stocks, that's another thing. Like everybody's getting too comfortable disrespecting some of these conservative real man stocks like Vici. Are you in Vici yet?
I was looking at it. I think if it gets to like, I mean, it's not a bad valuation here. I don't oppose it. I may buy in. We'll see what happens.
You're not buying a Realty Income though, because I heard that through the hood.
Not doing that. If it's a REIT, it'll be Vici for sure.
Irvin has something thoughts on SoFi. So SoFi, I was actually pretty close to getting it at its like, I want to say 52-week low. It might have been in 2023's 1 year low. Let me just see where it was. SoFi. So let me see.
All I know is that
okay, so yeah, at one point it was like in the like mid 4s, and if it had gotten to 4, I would have bought it. But at that time, I was also interested in buying Palantir under 7, and I ended up with a very small amount of Palantir. Made a very good gain on that. Would have made a good gain on the SoFi at this point had I gotten it back then, but yeah, it's water under the bridge.
I know Major Speed on the Discord is like, I don't know if he's 100% in, but he's very heavy into it, and he is a good return. And he was like trying to one up me the other day. Posty has year-to-date returns that's like all SoFi, and he got in crazy timing.
And this is another one where like it seems like when SoFi, in I want to say 2021 and 2022, when it was in like the high teens, low 20s, before it was even profitable, that's when everybody was talking about it all the time. And then it sold off a bunch as it was starting to become profitable. And that would have been the actual time to get in, is when they proved that their business model works by turning a profit, and the share price had sold off a lot. Like that would have been a better time. And that's the time I was actually considering it.
Yeah. Look at the Bitcoin ETFs. Most are full of futures contracts and losing money. Yeah. I think a lot of the Bitcoin hype right now is like Trump getting in office, because he used that as a giant campaign selling point.
Yeah.
And the market's getting a little too high.
Yeah. The problem is, to actually use any of your Bitcoin wealth, you have to actually sell it to do anything with it. So and it doesn't give you anything in the meanwhile. There's no Bitcoin dividend. So like there's no, it's an inert thing. it's an inert, like who would have thought it's a
non-productive asset, yeah.
A non-productive inert digital coin that just some guy made is suddenly viewed as some kind of a store of value. It's almost seems stupid when you describe it like what it is.
Oh, I hope there's somebody watching that really is like all in on Bitcoin, and I would love to have a Bitcoin debate on the channel.
No, I think it's a dumb thing to buy. Like I mean, if it went to like 10,000 right now, maybe I'd buy one just because like, and I'd be buying. If I bought a Bitcoin, I'd be saying, "Here, I'm gambling this money.
Yeah,
and we'll just see what happens." That's what I do.
10K, you could buy into the World Series of Poker main event for that.
You could buy 5,000 Cash Flow Kings channel memberships. That's 5,000 months worth of memberships, guys.
That's a lot of Cash
value.
Flow Kings, guys.
It's a lot. Yeah, you guys see like your life supply.
Got Bitcoin on the one hand, Cash Flow Kings on the other. I think I know what's the.
Yeah. Nah, I was talking with my brother because he was going to invest like some of his Christmas money, and he's younger, and he's like, I'm going to put it all into Bitcoin. I'm like, dude, you're gambling your money away. And I convinced him not to, and I'm trying to get him to buy High Tide now. So I put him from one gamble to a safe actual business.
You know, you should get him into Uber. That's actual.
That would.
I will say something though.
Yeah.
I bought Nike this week. That's what.
Okay, I wanted to bring that up. I needed to hear the Nike thesis.
Finally did it. I was thinking about it for a while, and I did it. So we did it.
Oh, I gotta hear in a minute.
I gotta hear the thesis behind it because I'm
okay. Well, I will give him this. It's below 75, so it seems like it's cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bet on the brand for the long term. I don't think there's going to be a moment in time in my life that we say Nike's not the premier athletic wear brand. I think it's going to be like that for the rest of my life. They have like the large majority of the top athletes. It's trading at, in my opinion, a fair valuation, and it's a turnaround play, right? It's not something where it's like next year it's going to start booming. But I like the new CEO. I like the valuation. I like the brand, and I think it's going to be a good long-term bet. I'm not like overcomplicating it. It's just a bet on the brand and the CEO, and that's what it is.
Huh.
What are you thinking right now, Fiscal? Because my big question is like, where do you think the future revenue growth is going to come from?
Hey.
I think obviously you have like new products, you have pricing power, and then you have like new apparel. I mean,
yeah, I think with Nike, it's probably price increases for a lot of it on a lot of their stuff that.
When has that ever gone wrong, Fiscal?
Right, never.
Looking for a Starbucks cup in the trash right now.
But there are like sneaker freaks who will just any limited edition anything, even if it's like $500 for a pair, and like they'll pay it, So,
but most
I think that's what parties means by the brand.
But aren't most of those sold from like third party?
So funny,
sellers?
Like I guess I heard the direct consumer thing wasn't going as well as they wanted, and like they are going back in with like Foot Locker and stuff again. So
I recently bought pairs of Nikes like at Foot Locker. I was in like Manhattan like near Christmas time. I picked up some pairs of Nikes, and I mean people are buying them. I mean from what I see, that's anecdotal, obviously, but.
Yeah.
I do think the brand's. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think I think this is probably the cheapest you're going to get it. Maybe it goes in the 60s. Maybe. I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe it could happen. But I don't think it goes lower than 60.
I went to the Nike the flagship store in Chicago over the summer, and that was like ridiculous. Everything was so expensive. It was ridiculous. Like it was packed, but like I went in there, I was like, okay, maybe I'll get a shirt or something. Maybe I'll get a nice, nice cargo vest or something. It was like heinously overpriced.
Yeah,
I felt bad even looking at it.
My gosh, the comments are going a little bit crazy.
Fiscal's debating life right now, everybody.
All right, well, I mean, I got to start like. Just in the
high
last
time, no.
BTC, that's not. What?
Like we put that in quote of the year. I think that's the quote of the year candidate.
Like I don't.
Putting it in.
In what universe is BTC safe?
What is this? Why are you selling your investing soul on Twitter for like $30 a month ad revenue?
Hey, it's 45.77.
Whoa. Where am I? Can I get an example of me selling my investing soul on Twitter? I think I just post my takes and opinions. I don't think that's selling my investing soul. What like merit does that have? Where's that
Dan
like
needs
coming
to
from?
Dan needs to become a Cash Flow King channel member so he can cash in his money in the bank opportunity and come onto the cash flow. $2 a month. Fiscal, I just want to do this dance, to be honest. I don't even care. Somebody could donate 50 cents. I just want to do this new thing we got. Okay, this is a good topic to go off of. How is Bitcoin not safe? From Gil, the guy who wants to box echoes from above.
So, burden of proof is on the person making the assertion. So, it's up to you to demonstrate how BTC is safe, not to tell the person who doesn't believe it's safe to prove that they don't believe. Like, you're the one that's, by saying it's safe, you're the one making the claim.
Yeah.
That's like a
literally
that's like a very fundamental like thing in debate.
There's no actual asset you're buying. It's literally relied on what another person would want to pay for it.
Greater fool theory is actually what it's called. Yeah, you're just like you're literally just relying for someone to pay a higher price. That's not
right. And you know, a lot of people I think erroneously think that all stocks are basically that, but it's not true because they're actually productive.
Cash flows, their actual businesses.
Yeah.
How is it wrong? Well said, Stabula. Well said. Well said.
Can you pull up Dan Weston's comment real quick? So
Dan Weston's a former. He's a veteran. I'd watch your.
The bear thesis on Palantir is the valuation. That's the bear thesis. Yes, the business is doing well, and yes, it can continue to do well. But I think the price has gotten too far. That's it. It's not like the business is not doing well, but there's a price to pay for everything, and I think that price has gotten way too high.
Yeah, the CEO has cool hair, but that doesn't justify trading at 1,000 times sales. The high tide. I think I'm gonna start calling whenever we mention high tide. It's like the high tide bat signal, and Blake appears. He just perfect argument here. Runs off the greater fool theory. Is attractive as Beanie Babies.
Right. And here's the thing: anybody that wants to could launch another cryptocurrency that is mined in whatever in an identical fashion to Bitcoin and is exactly the same as it in every single way. What makes Bitcoin better than that, other than the fact that it was there first? And of course, there are other cryptos that work differently or are mined or whatever in a different way. But ultimately, none of them are particularly useful and none of them are productive. The only use case I've seen is actually PayPal uses a US dollar pegged coin to like reduce foreign transaction cost internally or something. And that's an actual use case, but it's not like they're selling a PayPal coin on the open market hoping it goes to $1 million.
Yeah. Nike fans are living in the Back to the Future days of Michael J. I mean, I just wonder where the growth is coming from in the future. That's my concern. I like that. I think Ackman being in it is. I wouldn't base my entire thesis around it, but
I think there's also.
I'd feel good as a shareholder.
There's also developing markets eventually, and I think if we're putting this at a very high level, I think as the population of the world increases, more people are playing sports, more people are going to be aware of Nike, and more people are going to buy their products because I think they're going to stay the premier athletic brand.
Yeah, I could be wrong. Rates worry me for you guys because in 40 years, if populations are declining,
well, I mean, if population and starts declining, that's a problem for I think every kind of big investment. That's not just like Nike. That would be a problem for Visa. That would be a problem for like every big company.
To an extent, you can make up for it a little bit with increased per capita GDP, but as soon as the decline in population accelerates faster than you can raise per capita GDP, overall GDP collapses, and then call it a day for your investment.
We need Mars GDP trust. Mars GDP is coming.
Yeah.
No, I would not go Adidas and Cloud. I think if you're going anything clothing, it is Nike.
Adidas is.
I just think it's generally unattractive, like investing wise. I think there's a lot better opportunities, but
I think They're buying back shares of that. And an interesting thing about them that I found out is they actually issued shares in 2021 and 2022 when the stock was above 140 and at like 170. And now they're back to buying back shares at a 3% clip.
So they swing traded their own sort of.
Yeah, I mean, somewhat. I think it's a good move. They have cash on hand, and now they're just buying back shares aggressively. So
I mean, Apple did it. They pretty much fueled their stock price growth from buybacks and EPS or the buybacks.
I did say I think last time Nike came up that I might be interested if it got below 75. So here it is. So I can't hate on it that much.
Buying it.
I'm not buying it. Uber happened to come up at this time and be a better opportunity. I think Uber at 60 is a much better deal than Nike at 75. But in the absence of like a better deal, maybe, right?
Yeah.
I'm still not completely sold on Uber.
Oh, what isn't just the you said just the robo-taxi and Waymo?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of I think there's still a good amount of competition. That doesn't mean Uber's not going to do well. I just don't think it's like, I don't know. I'm not completely sold.
Well,
Amazon might buy Lyft, which
the only issue I have is that I'm double exposed on Grab now. So because Uber owns 14% of them or whatever it is. So
I technically own Grab now.
I'm technically double exposed, although I have way more Grab than Uber. So
you think Grab is still a good price?
Google.
So Grab is, I think, decent. Grab was great in like the threes, like the low to mid threes where I got most of my shares. Grab was amazing. But now it's close to 5 and it's like probably still okay, but not like necessarily a screaming deal. And kind of similar with High Tide when it was in the like mid 2s. Like I think that was probably a screaming deal.
I remember a time we're getting High Tide recently at $1.87.
Yeah. And if you had done that, you'd be at almost 2x already. So on those shares. So
5%, if you consider that full port. Yeah, 5%.
Actually, funny enough, my 100 shares turned out to be 4.99% as of end of trading on Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good week because Tesla sucks right now. It's horrible, terrible company.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. I'm considering some other things now in the portfolio. Stabulo has been talking about TSSI.
Oh, what do they do?
What the heck is that? Yes,
I'll never doubt our little British friend.
I'll say this in terms of computer.
I love it. Oh, they're up 758% last 5 years. I'm buying.
Oh, they're up 4,000% in the 1 year.
What? Let's see
So in terms of computer, they're very good.
Yeah. So there was some kind of a thing he was saying about how they like pre-assemble the like servers or whatever instead of doing it on site or something, and that makes it more efficient or something. Stabulo, I'm probably butchering what you said.
Yeah, we got Dan on Uber now. This is interesting from Hans. Visa and friends are under threat from the interchange phase being regulated. India will obliterate Visa and etc. Senate committee got the profit.
I gotta see it to believe it.
I mean, if Nancy sold out, that's not good.
I gotta see it to believe it. Visa's such a consistent company. I mean,
I think okay, so somebody watched our Uber episode and joined with 200 shares. All right, cool.
I know we're starting movements, dude.
I feel like
we had the CFK bump.
I wonder how many stocks I own in common with Dan. I feel like Uber might be one of the few.
Yeah, it's like McDonald's.
Because he's big on McDonald's, right? Which I'm not, but Uber, I guess, has a lot of crossover appeal.
Yeah. Oh, hell no. Get this crypto nerd out of our comment section. Are you seeing this? This is not good. No self-promotion on the Cash Flow Kings chat. Crypto fit. Shoot, that's actually mean.
More like crypto shit.
That's a real person. Yeah. The crypto. He's a McDonald's and HVAC baron. Yeah.
To be fair, I think HVAC, which I don't know if that's a ticker, or if you're talking about actual an actual HVAC type business or something, or is there a company that does HVAC service whose ticker is HVAC?
I can't find anything.
Okay. But I think HVAC businesses, as far as like small businesses, are probably one of the best you could invest in.
Carrier Transit.
Oh, so you invest in like the manufacturers? I could see that.
Off. This is an honor to have Gil in the comment section, dude.
I usually see him in Strongman's comments.
Yeah. Coming over to this side of the board is a bold move. Let's see. You guys see the Tesla blew up in front of Trump?
I think they mean for like people coming into the country.
Shh.
Or maybe that's what Trump thinks he's talking about, but like he doesn't really know.
I love Visa. Visa's so fun, isn't it? We're gonna blow them up. It's so great.
Well, I'm pretty sure he thinks that when somebody is coming here for asylum, he thinks they came from like a loony bin, because an asylum is a loony bin. Like, I don't think he knows that those are two different uses for that word.
That'll be interesting. That's like
straight A's important.
So good. We love people with good grades. That's fun. That's great. All right. There was a comment that I missed because people are spazzing out in the comment section. It was in regards to some of our top picks for 2025, which obviously don't mean anything, but I think it's just more what are we concentrating on? Yeah. Excited about for 2025. Fiscal, would you like to start off? Let's give them three stocks to buy now.
All right. Uber is definitely one that I'm excited, because I got it right at the end of 2024, and it's already, as soon as I bought it, it started to vertical line, guys. So obviously that makes me a stock picking genius.
By the course.
Yeah, by the course. Second, I'm excited to see what High Tide does. Obviously, I'm up over 50% on my High Tide, but I think it has a lot more to go from here. So excited to see how that will actually perform. And maybe TSSI. I told Stabulo I was strongly considering getting a taste on Monday, mainly because, well, the direction that their financials have been going in recently, and some developments with, they got a new factory or something that's very large that isn't even close to being up to capacity now, and management's guidance being good, and they only guide for things that they feel are 100% done deals and things like that. So I think that could be great, even though it already ran up a lot. It could always still get better. It's only a $300 million market cap, and who's to say it couldn't go to $3 billion?
Yeah.
You
go double.
All right. Well, for me, I'd say Google. I'd say Google's still a fairly valued here at 119, still like 25 times earnings. If I didn't have a full position, I'd still probably be adding. I think it'll do well in 2025 and like beyond. I'd say Nike from here. Obviously, it's one that I like most recently bought. And then if I'm giving one more, I'd say like just in general, like the consumer staples are getting really cheap, like Pepsi, Mondelez, Hershey's, and then you could also say some of the REITs like Vici. I'd say those are probably some good bets in my opinion.
What's the railroad thesis? You made a
railroads
prediction saying the railroads are going to 10x this year. I heard
a lot of not 10x, but a lot of like value stocks have just been like completely like dipping. Like all the railroads, Canadian Pacific, Union Pacific, Canadian National, they're good businesses in my opinion. They trade. They've been dipping like all year, and a lot of them are at very fair valuations that I think could provide like market beating returns from here.
Fiscal, what are your takes on the railroad? Because you're heavy into you're pretty
heavy into transport,
you're inversed in
heavy into freight.
You enjoy a little bit of transportation. Don't lie.
Yeah, I haven't looked at Union Pacific stock lately. Let me take a quick peek. So
it's kind of just there.
Yeah, I mean, at low 20s multiple.
More Canadian national, like the Canadian ones, because people are scared of tariffs.
All right.
It's Canadian National, and then there's Canadian Pacific. I think Canadian National is probably the most interesting to me. But
Canadian National Railway stock. Okay. I mean, yeah. Okay, so that's a little more attractive. 17x multiple, 2.25 dividend yield. Yeah. I mean, these seem honestly like, and this has been my perspective on railroads, because they're the one part of the supply chain where capacity is basically always the same no matter what, because there's only like there's you can only fit so many trains on, there's only one track, it's not like trucking or steamships and stuff where you can, because like building a whole new rail line is like not considered practical for whatever reason. So it's very they tend to be very monopolistic, but also I think a little bit less volatile and safer than other parts of the supply chain as far as an investment. Yeah. But because of that, you don't really get much movement. You might get okay returns like 9%, 10%, maybe 12% in a good year, but I don't think
don't knock 12%.
Yeah, knock 12%.
Well, in kind of a cruddy market where you're not getting
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can definitely would beat the market in these stocks in like kind of bad years for the market.
Yeah, I think another thing I think a lot of people, and I found myself falling into this trap too, just sort of like over allocated to like tech and financials. Like there was a point where like 100% of my portfolio was just tech and financials. So I'm not saying
the Joseph Carlson strategy.
If all the stocks, like usually those are the most attractive, right? But I think there's attractive opportunities in other companies that are not tech and financials, and I think especially companies like Pepsi, companies like Canadian National Railway, companies like even Nike, companies like Mondelez, or companies like that are consumer staples, even apparel, maybe even REITs, railways for sure. When there's going to be a bear market eventually, or like some sort of correction, these companies I think are going to do a lot better. And right now, most of them are trading at severe discounts. Johnson & Johnson is another one that's just been completely getting beaten up. If I was 60, I'd be licking my chops at Johnson & Johnson right now.
If I were 60, I'd be spazzing all over that. Like,
hey, I'll just tell you,
I would be.
BTI is still cheap, guys. BTI is still cheap.
It could happen.
BTI. That's an interesting one.
British American Tobacco.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
I don't
channel member. I'll put all my Altria into BTI on Monday.
Again, the only tobacco stock I'd buy is Philip Morris. That's like I've always said that because I feel like they're the only one with any actual clear prospect for the future due to Zyn, in my opinion.
6.5 times free cash flow, aggressive opportunity for buybacks, not a very stretched dividend payout ratio, still like 9% yield. I don't like it.
I think it could happen. Channel members can vote. Quick. I don't know, dude. I could.
Yeah,
I only have like 450 in Altria, so it could happen. It could very well happen.
Yeah, I think I'm always happy to just chill with my BTI and not worry about it.
I would say Vichi's one of those companies that's also pretty like. I think when the market kind of goes to shit, that's going to be a nice kind of conservative holding. I don't understand why Joseph Carlson sold it. It just makes like zero sense to me. Like just because
it's not going up.
Thank you. See, this is taking 2.5 years to do. Oh, this is great. I can't believe this. No, it's not trading like a tech stock.
I do agree. It's not going up, and then it's not going up, and he's like, oh, why isn't it going up? He said something. I actually watched the video. He said something about interest rates or something like that. there's nothing fundamentally wrong with Vinci's business. They're just going, they're trading at an attractive valuation. They're still growing AFFO. They're still paying a dividend. They're still growing that dividend. There's nothing wrong with the business. I genuinely think he's selling it because it's not going up.
Oh, it is.
I genuinely believe that. I don't
told
think
you,
there's another reason why you can't. There's no reason to sell it.
Well, I think Joseph Carlson, for his brand, if he doesn't beat the market in any given year, he, feels like it would hurt his image or whatever. So anything that's not going up, he gets rid of.
Yeah, on the cash bookings, when we underperform the market, it helps our image.
Yes. Boom. Yes. In BTI, we trust. Indeed,
if
we
Dan's
do.
in it, then I'll go in. It can happen.
Yep. Yeah, BTI gets a good amount of discussion in my Discord. We like BTI there.
Yeah, dude. I have mixed. Double D's, what are your updated thoughts on Joseph Carlson now as we've kind of matured as an investor? I don't hate him, by the way.
I think he's a good investor. I just think, I think eventually the over allocation to tech stocks is going to hurt him. He's like 100% in tech stocks.
And Chipotle. Tech stocks and Chipotle.
If there's a bear market, I mean, I'm sorry,
Texas Roadhouse.
that's gonna be a bloodbath in a bear market. But
tech stocks and restaurants.
Kamar and Joseph Carlson are going to be on the streets,
the worst in a really bad economic downturn. What could go wrong?
I'm looking forward to it. Oh,
Hey,
Gil asked a pretty good question too. He
Yeah,
asked whether we think the market's going to go. Let's see. Where'd it go? Okay. Bull or bear market. I also put a community poll out on the Discord. I just said bear because every year that I say bull or I said bull because every year that I say bear, it goes up. So I'm not even going to try and predict it. It'll probably go up another 20% or stupid.
I think it'll be very volatile, but it won't go up a ton or down a ton. I won't say like flat because that's pretty unlikely, but
like a 6%.
I think it's going to be like whichever direction it ends up from today will probably be single digits, but it'll in the middle, it's just going to bounce up and down quite a lot.
Yeah. Double D's, what's the magic prediction?
To be honest, I think we have a relatively flat year. It's just my opinion. I think it's just going to fluctuate and be relatively flat. I could be wrong. I don't know. That's just what I'm feeling.
That's right, Blake.
I'll flip a coin. Nobody knows where it's going to be at the end of the year. If people say they know, they're wrong. But nobody knows that. I just think it's going to be flat. And
are you going to go heavier into high tide this year? I'm
probably not going to. I actually don't own any high tide anymore.
No.
I want to just focus on companies that high tide's not really one I did a thesis on. It was kind of like just a speculative play. Made some money on it. I kind of want to focus on companies that I'm actively researched and have a thesis on and are monitoring. I just don't really want to do that with high tide. I'm not saying it can't be a good bet. It probably is. But yeah.
On that topic, would you ever want to allocate some of your portfolio to small caps?
Maybe. I'd be open to the idea. I'd be open to the idea.
Fiscal, is your new those holdings Tabulo give you? Is that a small cap? I think
it's similar in size to high tide. Yeah,
Blake
it's like 300 million market cap, which is part of why I'm actually interested in it, even though it ran up a ton over the year in 2024, because it's a small cap and because the financials seem to be going in a really good direction. It's not that hard to imagine it going from 300 million to like 3 billion in market cap, which is a 10x. And how many 3 billion market cap companies are there out there that we've never even heard of? That's not even that big in today's world. So yeah, definitely interested in
Misty
doing more small cap stuff.
The CFK portfolio, once we do it, that's going to be the greatest thing ever. That's why you guys got to smash the like button right now. That's all we ask. But yeah, we're going to hopefully, I don't know. What price should Palantir be? We kind of covered it earlier.
Mid-20s probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, mid-20s seems probably around fair value right now. It'll probably go up over time. I'm not saying it's not going to grow, but it's like it's just, in my opinion, probably the most I'd say it's more ridiculously valued than Tesla. Tesla's probably second, in my opinion. I
What
think,
do you
and
guys
also
think
did you
about
see they had their delivery numbers, and they were actually slightly down from last year, and somehow it didn't really affect the stock that much. But
Okay.
since I own Uber, I'm like an official Tesla hater now.
Yeah.
It's good to be.
I mean, the thing with them is they do have like all the full self-driving like data and kind of the technology there. They have that in their back pocket. Eventually, they're going to do something with that. So that's like, they're the leaders in robotaxi, no doubt, in my opinion. But it shouldn't be valued where it is, in my opinion, as well.
Okay. Question: do you guys both have Disney still?
Yes.
I don't.
Did you have it at one point, or am I
He did.
misremembering?
I did. I had it at one point, and I sold it at like a gain at like I think it was like 10. I can check. It's like it was over 100 when I sold it, but
Yeah. I still have actually I'm thinking of actually adding more to Disney this
Ooh.
year.
interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of like a hidden lagger. It's not really done much.
It's
Yeah,
not, 111. It's not like
It's slowly crept up. I'm up about 23 or 24% on it. And I just think honestly I want to say like below 115, 120, it's still a pretty okay deal. I mean,
Yeah.
it's Disney.
Yeah.
We talk about companies that are kind of reliable, and I wouldn't call them a consumer staples company, but when you think of companies that are like blue chips, like old school boomer stocks like Coca-Cola or McDonald's or even Nike, I feel like Disney is a part of that conversation too.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, they could. Yeah, I agree with that.
Moana 2 is doing good too, I heard.
And I think even in like kind of rough economic times, they seem to weather the storm or even do well because like, hey, times aren't that great. People want to feel better. They go see a feel good movie or something,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll say
I'm
this.
not.
I remember I'd always go to
Same
Disney
with
movies
that.
back in the day, and it would be the only company to make me cry at the movie. That was like when I was a kid, but I remember it.
I'm just. I don't know. I just think there's. I mean, maybe that's the thing you said with Nike, but yeah, I think it's probably a good bet. I just think there may be like better, and in my opinion, even in the streaming space, there's like a lot of competition. When I was looking at that, I was just like, why not? I'd rather on Google, and Google, I mean, is technically the winner in streaming with YouTube. I mean, YouTube has even more market share on the television than Netflix. So, but there can be multiple winners. I'm not saying there's like, I think Disney Plus is going to be profitable. I think it should do fine. I don't see like them doing badly at all.
I have 2 announcements to make.
What's that?
First, I'm going to be selling my Target probably at $150 if it gets back there.
Yeah.
Secondly, I passed the English class this week.
Bang.
We were in an academic. It was a bad time. That I'll be honest with you guys. I said I kind of hinted at it. I had a 45 with a week left to go in the semester. It was not good. I pulled it out somehow and I passed. So Cash Flow Kings is more important to me than English will ever be. So who cares? But I don't got to do it again. So that's nice to see. Yeah, Stabulo, you might have to come on and pitch TSSI to me. Thanks, Blake. You were one of the many encouragers of. Be quiet. These do. Yeah, they do. Unless I'm missing something. No offense, Cody. I don't want to grow up and be like you, creeping on women at local bars in Chicago. Yeah, academic comeback. Yeah. What do you guys think about Target as a holding? Because I'm kind of over it now.
I mean, I think if you can get out at a gain, you might as well.
Yeah.
I'll say it. Early Walgreens vibe.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I think Target's going to be there. It's just like I think there's a lot better opportunities. I said I'd be willing to sell out right now. Like I think I'm in like a 4% loss at the moment. Like my cost per share is like 143. Once I get there and like or if right now if something went on sale, like High Tide went to $1.80 again, I'd totally just don't put yourself in these holes, guys.
Target, yeah. I really dislike like retail. I don't think I'm gonna buy a
What about
retail
Nike
stock
though?
unless
You
it's like.
consider Nike?
I mean, I don't. I guess.
Yeah.
But that's like, I feel like Nike's kind of a different type of thing in terms of like retail. They're like a leader in athletic apparel by a wide margin. It's not like, what's the close company to Nike? It's a significant margin.
Yeah. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention as well. Monday, TKO, big news from iStock. The Netflix partnership starts with WWE, so WWE.
I noticed that when I was browsing.
They've been marketing that up like a mother effer.
Yeah, they're telling me like Raw or whatever is coming, and
TKO is up 80.5% in the last 1 year, which I'm just so mad about because all these great gainers that I have, I didn't put enough into. So that's like the one thing I'm big. That's like the one thing that I'm trying to take into this year is like if I see a good opportunity, I should probably put my toes in the water a little more, and that's why I might be a little more aggressive buying Uber soon.
Yeah, that's true. It's very true. Which is one of the reasons why I pushed the pedal to the metal pretty hard when Amazon was falling.
Yeah,
because I was like, hey,
I got in some good. I'm at like $2,000 right now for that. I'm happy.
Yeah, and it's now because it went up. It's my biggest holding. Yay, Amazon.
I think Amazon's going to do fantastic over the long run.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that they will.
Yeah, I mean, Blake, you do make a point there. But at the same time, what kind of an investor would I be if I'm like Joseph Carlson? I mean, that was always kind of the argument. It's like I would totally be pulling at Joseph Carlson if I sold at a crazy loss. But at the same time, they fucked up so many times that it's just ridiculous. Yes, Seymour Duck, I posted that in the Discord. He has the final boss. I refer to him as 95,000 shares of TKO. That's gonna be a good show. And I think what they're doing now that's really impressive with WWE is like they're making like usually like storylines. It's really interesting around like Royal Rumble and WrestleMania time. For those who don't know, it's like January, February, March, April. That's it pretty much. But I think they're doing a good job of doing it like year round. So hopefully they continue doing that. But 80% a year is absolutely wild. All right, we'll give the 2-minute warning. If anybody has any last comments, questions, concerns, we'll do that. And me and Fiscal have to head off and do our Evolution Gaming analysis for our channel members, which is a good reminder. Become a channel member right now. Which I'm a little sad that I haven't been able to do the dance today because I worked very hard of importing the audio for it. It would have been great, but you guys fumbled it big time. Don't know about HNST.
I isn't Jeremy in that one pretty hard?
Yeah, I wouldn't do. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, if that's true, then I'd probably avoid it. How much did MPW make you? Oh, I think he's talking to Stabulo a lot. John Cena will retire. Yeah, that's gonna be sad.
Damn. John Cena.
Fresh and Fit was sued by Rockstar Games.
Is that true?
That guy's a cornball.
When is GTA 6 coming out? What's going on with that?
Rockstar actually has stock. I forgot about that.
Were they actually sued by Rockstar though? Is that true or is he just joking?
I'm looking right now. Rockstar.
You can't drop something like that in the chat and not elaborate.
Yeah. I can't see anything on it. Nice job. Oh, unauthorized use of intellectual property. Yes. Against Myron Gaines. Yeah, Take-Two Entertainment. That's the company. That would be they definitely have a moat there.
I forgot when you refresh the page, it just like deletes you. It's great.
Yep. Thought we lost you for a second there.
Yeah, I just forgot.
Hey, Oracle.
To do that.
The Oracle has.
I have to watch that episode again one day.
Hey, you do have
I
access to it
remember
because you are a channel member. You have
that is true.
Yeah.
You also do get access to probably like on the level of some top tier movies is that CFK episode. I mean, like
it's like Project X.
I'd pay the $2 just to watch that alone. I remember that.
It's like pay-per-view
value. The episode that nearly got me killed.
That's I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to like gas the membership here,
so
but you know.
All right, so even though they're clowns, I do think that that's like kind of a stupid basis for a lawsuit, to be honest. Like for having themselves like animated or drawn in like a GTA-esque style is somehow like they're not even I don't know. I think like I think there's
no, here we go. Well, Seymour Duck knows best, and when you gift one Chasful Kings membership, I wonder who's gonna get it. Let's see if it shows. When
I think it says it under on like the actual like.
it was. Let's see who it is. Oh, it was it's all good. It's all good. Got it. It's a rewarding. Okay.
Oh wow.
That's full circle. You got lucky there. All right, we got to do it. Get ready, Fiscal.
What? They're literally tap dancing for you guys. The channel memberships.
That's enough. Well, here's your value. I was trying not to laugh my ass off the entire time. Yeah, look out for your we're halfway to our goal by the end of 2025 already. We have 10 channel members. There we go. Thank you, Seymour Duck, and congrats to Cal. This is what you get for becoming a Cashflow Kings channel member, guys. You get these dances. See there you go. Double D's. Where can the people find you? Obviously, you're big on Twitter, but you too, whatever. Plug it now.
Yeah, just type in Dividend, dude. Probably pop up anywhere. Likely.
Yeah, could happen. Maybe a Tom Nash quote will appear.
Perhaps, yeah, maybe.
Quote of the year. Okay, I'm submitting that also right now. Hold up.
Never do that again.
All right.
Oh, that's funny.
I think it's time to get off. All right.
Make sure to like and subscribe, guys, too.
Yeah, like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. We're pretty close to 1K. We're like 140 away. So we're getting close. Appreciate you all for watching. Look out for your Evolution Gaming deep analysis coming up very soon. Thank you for watching, especially when subscribe. Do Dividend, stocks, on drugs, and of course, cash flow is king. Oh yeah.